How do you find out who you want to be in life and what you want to do? Someone asked me that on my Instagram broadcast channel literally like an hour ago. Um, Sorry for the way I'm dressed. I'm about to go on a date in like an hour. And the first thing I would remind you is you're going to die one day. And I think a lot of my advices come down to that. It's this realization that like, oh shit, like I'm gonna fucking die today. Like what the fuck am I gonna do about that? And from there, I think that the biggest thing is that inspires people to live truly for themselves and truly act as the way that they wish to act. And for most people, that comes down to, I want to enjoy my life. I want to pursue my passions, and I want to be around friends, family, relationships, people who I really care about. I don't want to spend my time around negative people, all those kind of things. But another layer deeper than that, it's what if you don't know what you're passionate about? What if you don't know what you're passionate about? Right? One thing that's really cool that helped me is that if you know what you don't want, that would be a really good way to figure out what you do want. For example, I did not want to do the regular fucking 9 to 5, working for someone else, slaving, having my income capped off by my fucking work hours when I could be making more doing something that I'm passionate about. And so I knew that I didn't want to go into the corporate 9 to 5, get a degree, the typical shit. And I ended up here. And for a long time, I was trying a bunch of shit. Like whatever the fuck I could. And I think that's the next thing that I want to say is you have time. You have so much time. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. If you're watching this, I assume you're probably under the age of 20. Even if you're under the age of 30, right? There's this idea in society that you need to have everything figured out by the time you're like 18, and that's what you gotta fucking grind on, and you gotta focus on that shit for the rest of your life. No, dude. You don't have to have shit figured out by the time you're 18. You don't have to have your shit figured out by the time you're 20. You don't have to have your shit figured out by the time you're 30. There are 50-year-olds on this planet who still don't know what the fuck they're doing. And the thing is, and I think with life is, and what I hear from a lot of people is we kind of expect that, oh, by a certain age, you got to have everything figured out. You got to know what you're doing. And that at some point you become this adult. Not really. And I hear this from a lot of people because I have a big range in ages of friend groups, that I know some people who are like fucking like 30, and I've hung out with them, and they're like, yeah, like I still feel like a fucking kid. Like it's their first time on this universe. Well, maybe not universe. Maybe that's for another topic. It's their first time here on Earth, or so they know. And that's a lot. Okay, shut up. It's the first time here on Earth, right? As them. And you just figure shit out as you go along. And TLDR, long story short, the idea that you have to have it figured out like that is fucking stupid. You got time. You got so much time. And next, I would advise to try a bunch of shit based off of what you don't like. Wait, no, not based off of what you don't like. Based off of what you don't like, cross that out. Don't even think about that shit. And then from there, think about the things that kind of just interest you, the slightest spark, right? Maybe as a kid you really liked drawing. Maybe you really enjoyed making short little films for your friends. Maybe there's a thrill that you get, when you're playing video games and you're just fucking grinding and you want to start a business and you just want to make as much money as possible because you want to travel and spoil your fucking friends and family. Literally, the biggest thing that you could dream of, don't be afraid to fucking try that shit. You're young as fuck. But I think where a lot of people fuck themselves over with is they don't stick with something long enough. They do something for a short period of time, and the thing is when you're starting something new, you're gonna fucking suck. You're gonna suck at first, and that's just how it is. And so you gotta stick with something for like at least like 3 months or something, and then from there you'll figure out if you fuck with it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's like how are you supposed to figure out if it's for you when you haven't even gotten to the level of proficiency for you to be able to play, right? It's like I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. It's like trying to learn how to play guitar, but you still can't even like move your fingers in the right way, and you're like, it's not for me. Like, I don't know, you haven't even fucking like tried. Yeah. And there was also a shit ton of people who were commenting or leaving down questions just like, dude, how do you stay motivated, all that stuff. And I briefly said, like, be disciplined. For the people who are here and checking this out, special surprise, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on this topic. What is your why? Why do you do something? And if you know why you do something, that will be the biggest motivator that you'll ever have. And you got to be really fucking vulnerable, and you got to be super honest with yourself about why you want something. Because if you want something very external, like materialistic, maybe, you know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, I want other people to be proud of me. I want so and so to like me. I want this car. Sure, I think that's cool motivation. But at the end of the day, like, that isn't as powerful as like, yo, I am here on this earth for one time and I deserve to see what's out there. I deserve to travel and fucking explore everything. I am super grateful for my friends and I want to show them the world and I want to pay them back. Those kinds of whys are so much more powerful. And I think you can really achieve those kinds of why you do things when you reflect on your mortality. And for anyone here who does have anxiety attacks, panic attacks when you think about death, I get it. Trust me. I've had nights where like I couldn't sleep because of it, and like I when I first used to talk about it, like I would cry whenever I think about, oh my god, fuck, I'm gonna be fucking gone one day. But like eventually, if you really allow yourself to face that, like you get better at it, and it may not seem like you can, but I promise you can come to terms with it. And if you do, it will be one of the biggest motivators and freeing things of your life. Because, you know, fuck, if we lived forever, there would be absolutely no reason or rush to do anything. And it is the very finiteness of it all that makes us gotta do shit. So, remember, you're gonna die one day. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Think about what you care about. Think about what you don't want. And try a bunch of shit. You're super fucking young. You got this. Yeah. Everything turns out just fine.